Hey guys, this is our team call for February 15th. Today I just want to go over inviting and share some tips with you guys about what I do and what's worked for me. Titled this team call Inviting Like a Boss. Because I think that's one of the most common things that people are, that they struggle with our vital behaviors. Inviting is probably the first thing that you're first kind of turned off to or timid to, nervous to do, and it takes some practice. And so first things first is when it comes to inviting, I'll share with you guys the tools I did. I'm even going to give you an example. I'm going to share my screen, show you how I do it. But I think it's important to understand that inviting comes with a mindset. And I know we've talked about that before, but it's about being bold and believing in what you stand for and really just getting past that thought of what if I offend this person, or what if this person ignores me? What if I get ghosted? Guys, I send out so many invites every day and probably 90% of them ignore me. It's a normal thing that's happens. Dakota just had a girl that he has sent 5 messages to, and every single one of them she's ignored. And this last one, she said she apologized and said she literally opens it and forgets every time. It just happens, as annoying as it is, because I hate ghosting as well, or getting ghosted. But just really understanding, I have something very valuable to offer, and this has changed my life, and I'm not going to apologize for trying to give this gift to other people, and really just getting past that fear of reaching out, because practice makes perfect, and the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to be. But that also comes with the thought of, okay, I don't want to cold message someone. And some people might think cold message is sending a message to someone that you've never talked to before and just being like, hey, want to join my challenge group? Let me tell you, I have learned over trainings that a cold message is to someone that you are not friends with, they don't follow you, you've never connected with at all. That's a cold message. I don't ever do that, because all the people that I talk to are people that are following me. They're watching my stories. They're liking my posts. They're in my mom group. We have mutual friends. It's not like it's just someone I've never talked to, we're not friends with. I invite people that that's following me, that knows me. I'm not just some stranger to them, virtually. Obviously, if it was all people we know personal, we would never get anywhere with this business. Thank God for social media. So it's important too to realize, would this make you feel icky? And if it would, then don't do it, right? So here's an example. If someone messages you and they say something like, oh my gosh, your son looks so cute, where did you get his shirt? And you go to their page and their whole page is salesy stuff with the product they do. What's your initial thought going to be? They're just probably messaging me to talk to me, to sell me. That's it. And it's going to make you feel icky, right? Now, if they just send you a cold invite straight to the point, and hey, I see, we've been friends, or thanks for liking my post. I was curious if you'd be interested in joining our next challenge group. They're probably going to be more are you the type that you just want to hear it, or do you want that person to get to know you first? Now, personally, I do want people to be upfront, but I also want them to care about my life. So that's what I do. So I like to engage with people, comment on their posts, maybe message them and then follow up with them a couple weeks later with an invite. But I also want people to see that I care about your life, and I also would love to have you join me if you're interested. And I don't just shun people away if they're not interested. I still ask about their life. I had one lady who told me no on a challenge group and told me they're getting a house, and I talked to her about that. It's just connecting with people. I shared that with you guys. Our job as coaches is to connect and to share. And what was the word I used? I can't remember what the word I used, but to be an example and to really just impact other people's life. It's really important. And so that to me is how I like to be approached. I do like to be cared about, but I also don't want someone to spend an entire day talking to me just to shoot me an invite to something. So that's how I handle it. So go with how you feel, because you're going to attract people like you. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was how to reach out. So different ways you can reach out, and then I'll break it down and tell you guys what I do. And I'll share with you how I reach out. Instagram is number one right now. It's where I'm getting all my new blood, fresh blood. Like, I get so many people off Instagram, and it's because I'm consistent with sharing my stories, and sharing the vulnerabilities of my life, and also the triumphs, and really everything behind the scenes of everything in my life. And people feel connected to you. So even if you've never chatted one-on-one with those people on Instagram that are watching your stories or even liking all your posts, they feel connected to you because they follow your life. They watch your journey and they enjoy it. So if you're sending them a message, most likely they're going to be like, oh, you messaged me. That's awesome. They're not going to be like, who's this chick who's messaging me? No, because they know who you are. They're following you. So Instagram is my biggest thing for that, because I'll go to my viewers on my story and I'll message those people. Or I'll go to my followers, the people that follow me, and I'll message them, or the people that like my posts. And usually I would say something like, so I have the examples pulled up here. Okay. So for people that I add to, or that I message on Instagram or on Facebook, you can message, or you can post your stories on Messenger now. I'll say something like, hey girl, I don't know if you saw in my stories, but I'm opening up enrollment for my next challenge group. I just want to see if you'd like to snag some info and see if it'd be a good fit for you. Something easy, something that gives them the option. You can say yes or no, no strings attached, no big deal. But I can't tell you how many people are like shocked that I messaged them, because they follow me thinking, you know, like I'm this celebrity, you know, which I told you guys last week makes no sense to me because I just have some normal life. But like, they are honored to be able to hear from me because they follow me and they love watching the behind the scenes of my life. And when they feel like they know you, they look forward to chatting with you because you're their friend. You're their social media friend. So that's an example of something that I will send to all the people watching my stories on Facebook and on Instagram. Very simple challenge invite. And then I also posted about my Coach Sneak Peek, and I posted about that on Facebook, on Instagram, and my stories on Messenger and Instagram. And so what I did is I sent out a bunch of invites to the coach opportunities. So what I've been doing is our challenge group starts on Monday and our Coach Sneak Peek starts on Tuesday, right? So I've been spending every other day focusing on each one. So like Monday, I focused on inviting to the Sneak Peek. Tuesday, I focused on inviting to our challenge group. Actually, it was the other way around, because I invited people to challenge group because it starts a week from Monday. And then Tuesday, I invited to the Sneak Peek because it starts a week from Tuesday. And then every other day, I focused on inviting just people to my challenge group, just people to my Sneak Peek, which, by the way, you're inviting to your challenge group. Those that follow through, I always bring up the coaching opportunity anyways, because it's no additional costs and they save on their products, and then have the option to build a business with it. And I always mention that I will be mentoring them every step of the way, that they have our team training, just other incentives that make it exciting, and so that they don't feel like what's going to happen after I sign up. Like, they're going to be in good hands. So an example I do for an invite for Coach Sneak Peek is a little more personal. I posted the example in Exhilarate Empire, and I think Dakota commented on it with an example he would use. And it's, good morning, I'm so passionate about what I do, and I'm looking for other mommies to join me. A week from today, I'm hosting a behind-the-scenes sneak peek into what I do as a coach and how I earn a full-time income working less than part-time hours, and have earned over 6 figures with this coaching thing. I just reached my 6-year coach anniversary, and it's held me accountable to my health and fitness journey this far. Would you be okay with me adding you to the group? So I asked them permission. I hate when people add me to groups and don't ask for permission. I think that's just tacky. And I really want to feel related and connected to people before just having them in groups, right? That's what I would want. So I asked them if it's okay if I add in the group, give them the option. I also shared the income I make. It's nothing like extravagant, but it's also a really nice income that a lot of people would like to have, right? So that's something that kind of opened their eyes. And I mentioned that I've been a coach for 6 years. Some coaches make that in 6 months, okay? But I think it was really important to show that this takes time, and I've also built a solid foundation, and I'm amping up my business. So I gave people that option. I think Dakota's was a little different, but not too different. But his reach outs are usually a little more different in the fact that he's a dude. So he'll start with, my wife and I love meeting new friends and growing relationships with people. If you haven't noticed from our post, just wanted to reach out, say, hey, how have you been? Hope you're having a good day. That's just to connect with people. Now his invites are very similar to that. It's just twisted a little bit to invite to a challenge group. But for any dudes that watch this recording, we found that it's very important to mention my wife and I because girls can quickly jump to conclusions and think the worst. So Dakota's invites are usually different. All of yours will probably be different, obviously, especially for like the sneak peek. Your income could be that your paycheck, you just started as a coach, or you're just getting into your business and your paycheck covered gas this week. Like it does not matter. Those little things are big things to so many people. Like that's a huge accomplishment to be able to talk about that so many people need. And we all start from some particular goal and work our way up. So I'm looking at the other. Okay, so I do have Dakota's other invite on here too. Hey, my wife and I are starting a new wave of people doing this 20 minutes a day program that we've been doing. Wanted to shoot you a message and see if you'd be interested in getting more info to join us. Let us know either way because we have limited spots. I have found that I get more responses that way. Let me know either way because I have limited spots. Before, when I'd left it open, just let me know, or what do you think, or something. I'd get ghosted a lot more. Where if you say let me know either way, then Dakota, then it gives people, they feel inclined to have to respond and tell you, I can't do it this time, or okay, I'll take more info. All right, babe, what'd you have to say?
So also something I do is I'm the type that I would rather someone be a little more blunt with me and just reach out to me, tell me what they're wanting. Like I don't, not salesy, but like I'd rather someone just straight up send me an invite. So that's kind of what I do sometimes. And if I don't get a response like that, especially from women, I'll send another one. I can copy and paste. This is for the dudes that watch it later. Or it could work for women too. But I'll send another message later, like say a week or two later, saying sorry for being so blunt. Like if I didn't get a response, sorry for being so blunt with social media nowadays, and sadly how men are. I usually try to get straight to the point because I don't want women assuming anything other than me reaching out to them professionally or something like that. I have it saved to my Evernote to what I say, but that works for me a lot too. I seem to actually, like, you guys aren't alone, especially with me as a guy. I personally think it's harder because she'll get probably 3 or 4 times as many responses as I do. Just a lot of it's because I'm a guy when I reach out to women. So I find that I get a lot more responses when I send out that second invite and like saying, like apologizing for being so blunt. And they'll usually respond to me because I still end it in a question, usually like saying I end it with the, like the first part's different. And then the second part is where I, like you just read, my wife and I, blah, blah, blah. Hey, how are you doing? Like the initial invite, like I still continue the conversation, but they know I still sent that and they know why I initially reached out to them, if that makes sense. I just realized I had my hand over my microphone again.
We heard you. Okay. So how and what I've been doing, the system that's more advanced than I've ever done, because you guys know I want to retire from daycare by July. That means I have to be ready to tell all my daycare parents by May that will no longer be able to care for their kids in July, which means we might lose kids before then, which means we need to hit our goals. We make good money with daycare, so I have to get my income with Beachbody to where we'll be okay to replace it. And so I'm hustling extra hard, and so I want to show you guys what has worked for me. And so, okay. Oh, don't be overwhelmed. Everybody's different. And I'll go over that anyways. So, pages upon pages. So what I do is every single day, and I try to do it first thing in the morning, because if I put it off all day, it probably won't get done, because invites are probably the hardest thing to do, right? Like, and anybody can listen to their personal development and do their workouts and drink their Shakeology and recognize their team, but it's the reach outs that can be so difficult and probably more time consuming than the other stuff, I guess. So what I do is, my goal right now is 60 people a day that I'm reaching out to. It's not just reach outs, it's invites, 60 invites that I send out. So the right column is all my follow-ups or reach outs, like people that I've never talked to before that I'll send a message, or that I'm following up with, like, hey, just wanted to see if you thought any further about our challenge group. Just want to check in since we start on Monday. Were you still considering joining us? Or something like that. Then I'll write their name here. A direct invite, I write them on this side. My goal is 60 per day. Now understand, some days I get like 10. It really depends on the day. But most of the days I'm hustling, and the days that I'm not doing very well, I'm making up for on the next day. Now, what I was going to say is, if 60 like to you is just like, yeah, right, there's no way I don't have time for that. Well, then don't set your mind to do that, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself and then burn yourself out a month from now. So tell yourself, I'm going to do 20 every single day. And after a month or so, you might be ready to bump up to 30 or 40. But start with something that's not going to burn you out and that you're going to get better at and progress. For me, it's reasonable to consider 40 to 60 per day. And I've been doing pretty good at that, except for like Valentine's Day. Yesterday, we were so busy with daycare that I only got 15 done. So today I made up for it. So putting a number in your head really helps. And I write down each name. I don't for Instagram, so this doesn't include all my Instagram reach outs. And that's only because the Instagram handles are so hard to write down everybody's weird usernames. So I only write down the ones that actually respond to me on Instagram. And Instagram, you can go back and remessage people that are following your stories. They're always the same people watching your stories, but except for your new followers. Okay, so then I put so I have their names, and then you can see I put like a little note. I added her to launch group. She said not right now. Added her to launch group. You notice like all these are empty, right? These are all the people that ghosted me, okay? Tons of ghosts. Tons that don't respond. It's a normal thing. So don't get discouraged, because it happens to me too. This girl added to the sneak peek. This girl, follow up the week of the 8th. So I have a date, and I have a line at each end of each day, so that so I know what day I followed up with these people. Now, right now I'm working on a system to do this digitally. So it's not all, I love pen and paper, but this is going to be really hard to track, right? Like come a few months from now. So I'm looking into options to track it, but this does work really well for me, because today I knew, okay, we have 3 days until our challenge group starts. I need to go follow up with all the people I added to the launch group. Well, great. I went all the way back to February 1st, went to all the people that I added to my launch group and followed up with them. And reminded them we start in 3 days. Were you still interested in joining us? Okay. Flip. Okay, so that's what I do. There is my list, and I take notes, and then like what they're doing, and when I last followed up with them. Now what I do, I'm gonna share my screen and show you guys an example of how I do this every day, because we were just talking about how a lot of us are burnout on Facebook, right? It's like people we've all talked to. It's very important to be adding friends to Facebook like every single day. Your suggested friends or friends from Instagram, whatever. Do you see Mama on there? And that way you're growing your friends list. I have found though that I have, 2,800 friends, and there are so many I have never, ever chatted with. So I've spent a lot of time doing this method here. I'm going to show you guys. That has really, really helped me. And, okay, I don't want to mess up my spot. So this is what I'm going to do. No, I'm just going to open a new tab. Okay, you guys see my screen? Okay. So I go to my friends. Come on. I can't hold you right now, baby. I love you. I love you. Don't cry. And what I do every single day, baby, is I go like this. Open new tab, open new tab, open new tab. And I open tons of people. Like I'll open like 10 to 15 at once, and then I go through them like this. I check out their posts. I comment on a few of them. I like them. I do the 5-3-1 method. I like at least 5 posts. I comment on at least 3 posts. And then Instagram, I follow. Obviously, it's just the 5-3 for Facebook. But the point is I'm engaging on their posts, because you're friends with people, but that doesn't mean you're always going to see their posts. There's like, I saw girls the other day, I was like, how did I miss this picture? It was so stinking adorable of her son eating sweet potatoes, smiling so big. I was like, how did I miss this? So like, and then someone else that was pregnant that I missed. So I would go through commenting and liking, and then I would go and say, if we've chatted, I would send my direct invite, which I have pulled up with, I just X'd out of it. So like I have messages with Dakota with our, so I would just copy and paste this, oh, hello, to Dakota, or to that person. Hey, I don't know if you saw my stories, but I'm opening up enrollment, and it's a direct invite. And then I write down their name on my notebook, so I know that I reached out to them. Now, if it's someone I've never, and then I X out of the page. I already reached out to them, done. If it's someone I've never chatted with, I usually check out their page and kind of scroll through things, and then I'll send them a message connecting with them. I can give you a couple examples. One girl I had never chatted with, and she just got back from Hawaii. And that's one place we've always wanted to go to with all the traveling we've done. So I asked her where she stayed and what she thought about her trip, because that's one of the trips that's on our list. And so we got to talking about it, and we've been connecting. And so now I have her name down in here. And the next time I message her in a couple weeks, it's not going to be a brand new person. She's going to feel connected to me because we've chatted before. I'm just not like sending her an invite out of nowhere when we don't have mutual friends. We've never chatted, nothing. And then another girl, we had tons of mutual friends, and I'd never chatted with her. And so I introduced myself, and I said, I saw we have lots of mutual friends, so I just want to introduce myself. Did you go to Corona High School? Like I saw that she was from my hometown. So I asked, and come to find out she graduated with my brother. Like I had no idea. And so we just had a way to connect. There's usually all different ways. Like sometimes I have a mutual friend with a mom that's in my mom group, and she was friends with her and saw she was in my group, so she requested to join and added me, and we were friends. And so we connect on different levels, whether it's, Cavalier King Charles, or having a son, or having a kid in general. Sometimes health and fitness. Usually my conversations lead to that, because people ask how I'm doing, and I'll throw in, like, I'm doing really well. This pregnancy is going great. I'm trucking through my workouts still, despite being exhausted every day, but doing really well. And usually that leads to some kind of conversation about what I'm doing. And not that that's my goal, but that's part of my life, right? It's just like if someone else was moving, they would bring it up to me, because that's an exciting thing going on in their life right now. So I want to make sure I'm not leaving anything out. One thing that really is key to inviting is always having something to invite to. That's why the sneak peeks, challenge groups, they're all so important, the coach opportunity posts, because if you're just blatantly reaching out to someone with nothing, what do they have to join? So that's another reason why I wanted to bring up running your own challenge groups. And I talked about that with you guys and doing your own sneak peeks with the duplicatable form that I posted or document that I posted in Exhilarated Empire. Because it's a whole different ballgame when you're running it as your own and you're in control of it and they see that you're taking, what is it called? Leadership, I guess, and running your own group and you're doing this and you're seeing success. So it's really important to just kind of try to take things into your own hands. And just a reminder, I had 3 people other than me and Dakota in my first challenge group. So totally okay. And it's really just about getting yourself established because each time you run a challenge group, it's going to get better. And you can always pair up with other people on our team or even me. I help new coaches run their first challenge group so that they feel a little more confident and learning like, I got this, I can do this. And everybody's challenge groups are going to be different. That's one thing that I'm trying to brush up on right now in the Beachbody Champions page. I'm looking up training videos for challenge groups, ways to make things more spunky and fun in my challenge groups. And so that can help my coaches do the same. So that's really important is having a date set and mapping it out for to post about. Where's my planner? Let me grab my planner real quick. I'll probably do a different video over, hashtagging on Instagram and reaching out that way because I think it would be nice to have like a visual, like if I could record something for you guys on my phone of how I reach out. If you don't have Instagram, I say it probably every team call, you need one because it's a huge business thing. One thing that I have really learned to help me with my reach outs is I'll go to locations. So when I go into Instagram, I will search up in the search bar. I don't even know if you guys will be able to see that. No? Okay, hold on. That's why I want to record something. So if you go to, search, I don't know why I'm showing you guys. Up at the top, it says, it says places, and you can go to places and you can search. So for example, we're obsessed with the Wolf, okay? So I went to, it's a restaurant here, local restaurant. They do grass-fed food, all local food, organic. Like they have really great food to choose from, and I love supporting local. So I'll go to the Wolf and check out people that have posted pictures at the Wolf, and I'll scout their pages. Because most likely if other people are going to the Wolf on a regular basis, they're like us. They really appreciate local, healthy, clean food, and that's the kind of people I'd love to attract. So I'll go out and reach out to them. Or Castlewoods, hold on, babe. I'll let you unraise your hand in a second. Castlewood State Park is a state park here that people go to exercise. They go to hike and bike and walk and run and play with their kids. So I went to that hashtag and I followed and did the 531 method to tons of people that posted pictures at Castlewood State Park. Those are all people that care about their health and fitness, or they're trying to. I did Whole Foods because people go there to get healthy food. And I did Target. I want some Target moms. Just some examples. Like I thought places was a really clever idea. Dakota gave me that idea. It was pretty cool. Let me open up the mic to you real quick, babe. Yes, sir. Hold on.
Hey,
okay, what?
There we go. I was going to say for you, like you were wanting to show them that, you can do that nifty little, like you learned. That's what I was watching the guy earlier on the video that it showed his phone screen on the TV or on the screen while he was recording himself. It's because he put he done the screen recording and he posted it as a video. So you can record your screen and show all the actions and then voice over it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could do that. So I might do that. I might try to do that this weekend then. So that I can give you guys an example of like how I do the 531, how I search locations, how I reach out to people that watch my stories. To some of you that might be like no brainer, but some people are new to Instagram, and I know that you kind of have to work with it and figure it out. So I also plan to post a video in our group that I watched from Kate Schultes, and she signed up as a coach So she had been a coach for 10 months this past October, and she's in the top 10 right now, like top 10 of the company right now. And when she signed up, she wasn't told how many people to reach out to, so she just shot for 62 people per day. And the reason why she shot for 62 people a day is because there's 62 lines on a paper. So, well, she folded it in half, so she did one each side. So that's how she did it. And she didn't have a month less than 40 Success Club points because she was just hustling because nobody gave her a specific number, so she just ran for it. And obviously she quit her teaching job, and she was teaching this time last year. So it's pretty cool to see her perspective and how she invites. And you'll hear a lot of the stuff that I talked about is a lot of stuff that she does. And I got a couple tips from her, like that reach out, that the Hey Girl reach out. She did something similar to that. And I was like, that's probably a better approach than I do. So I'm going to try it and see how it works. And I've gotten a really good feedback from it. So pretty cool. I'm going to post those scripts into Exhilarated Empire as well, so you guys can use them in case you didn't write them down. Let's see, I'm looking at my calendar to make sure I didn't miss anything. I think that's everything. We have our coach sneak peek on Tuesday. I'm going to go live and just do one long video because that's what everybody voted that I should do. I was so relieved to see one category chosen by everyone. That was kind of cool. And I think I'd rather just do one video and get it all over with anyways. And hopefully, people can tune in for the whole thing. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet because I don't want to lose people. So that's the day we have our gender reveal appointment, which we don't find out. We get the envelope, but I know we're going to be pretty excited because we close daycare early that day and get to go to the appointment and then get to look forward to the sneak peek that night. So pretty cool. I've been inviting like a boss to it. I hope you guys have been too. So maybe when I post that script in Exhilarated Empire, you guys can kind of tweak it and make it your own and do something with it to invite people. If you're going to post a coach sneak peek or a coach opportunity post, inviting to the sneak peek, Friday nights, I swear, are the worst. Saturday and Sunday nights are awesome nights, especially Sundays because everybody's dreading going back to work on Monday. So it's definitely a great opportunity to post about, and you can post it in Exhilarated Empire for, other people's opinions on how it looks and how it sounds. And we can help you guys. I'll help you reach out to those people too. But that is all I had for tonight.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you say you're 60 invites a day, you're saying like reach outs actually, and then how many is it actually 60 invites, or are you?
So it's 60 invites.
Okay.
Because ideally, if I'm having a slower day where I don't have the time, I do count my follow-ups, but it's rare. I want to have 60 invites, and then my follow-ups I don't usually count. So that's why I separate them. All my follow-ups are on the right, or reach outs are on the right. And then my raw invites, the invites to challenge groups or coach opportunity, are all on the left.
Okay.
So typically my follow-up list is going to be way longer than my invite list.
Invite list. Okay. And I just a little tip, I started using Excel, Google, and it's really easy to track your status of all your invites or your connections, and then when they respond and when they don't respond, and you can actually make different columns.
Is that the same thing as Streak?
I don't think I've used that one, but I can do it's Google Chrome, or you can go just if you get Google Excel or just Excel. I have it on my computer as well, but we use it a lot at my day job. And I just set up my columns, and then I just kind of rotate. If I don't hear from them, I go back, and I know which date. I can just search on the date. I do like a quick sort, and it sorts the dates of which ones I need to reach back out to. I try to do that weekly now. It takes a minute to put them in, but it's I just do it at the same time I'm on the computer, and while I'm doing the invites or while I'm doing the connections.
I'll have to look into that because I looked into Google Streak and I watched training videos, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't handle it.
No, just go back to a normal Excel sheet. And then you can sort it. You can do it by date. And I love it because I just can sort on the date, and I see which one's the most recent ones, or which ones I haven't reached back out to, and it just tells me. And then I can also move them. I have tabs on the bottom, And if they're ghosts, like if I don't hear back from them at all, I move them on the tab because I don't really want to waste too much time on those, but I do want to follow up on them. So
Yes.
I do have my active ones on the front page, and then there's another tab for the ones that I need to reach back out to. But I don't hear from them. That's the thing that surprises me the most is when I sometimes send, like on a message, how do you know if they actually get that private message? Because sometimes they don't even respond. There's nothing. You get some that respond great, but then some nothing, and these are people I know. So I don't know if they're getting a message.
Do you not get the little message that says if they read it or not? Or their picture lights up and it shows their face instead of just a check mark?
Yeah, well, like on those I do, but then there's some that, you never messaged before, and this is the first time you send them a private message, and then it's kind of like there isn't anything on that one.
Because you aren't friends with them, maybe?
Yeah, I'm friends. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I did sell a challenge pack yesterday.
Wow, really? That's awesome. Good for you.
I'm working on 2 this week.
So you're at Success Club 2 right now.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Way to go.
Trying to keep our team cup going.
That's right. Good job. I know this Team Cup's really had me amped up, and our team's been killing it. And I'm really excited to see. I mean, we're only halfway through, so that's awesome.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll show up on the book soon because it was done last night. So yeah. Exciting.
Cool.
That was exciting. And you're right, though. The more you do it, now I have a challenge group as well. And it's called the Bod Squad because it's anybody who purchased Beachbody on demand. Because it seemed like a lot of people are doing that instead of getting the Shakeology. But I'm trying to get them to do both. But hey, I'll take anything now. And it's all my Beachbody on demand people. And it's so exciting because it's like, this is the second time I ran a challenge group, and it's a lot more, it's easier. It's so much easier this time. And the tools are right there. You can just go grab what you need to put in there or put your own posts, and it's working a lot better. And the people are responding this time. Last time it was like, oh, they didn't, like you ask them to do like, hey, tell us your before and after photos or, whatever, and they wouldn't even respond, but now they're into it. So it's like they're starting to respond. So it's exciting. The momentum is going.
Yay.
Just keep it going.
Stop the recording real quick.